49ers not messing. Rangers advancing free transfer to sign 29-year-old defender. Rangers given green signal amid Jordan Henderson development. Rangers to officially change name after takeover by US consortium completed. Chris Sutton predicts Celtic transfer spend after £20 million. Davide Ancelotti tells Rangers he's ready to rock as manager target. Left excited by Andrew Kavanagh talks. Want to see these and more Rangers news? Stay until the end. We are the people. There's something brewing at Ibrox, and this time it's not just another rumor or a half-hearted rebuild. Rangers are reportedly on the verge of completing their first signing under the new 49ers regime, and it's a name that might just sting a wee bit. Almamy Toure. The very man who played a part in breaking your heart in Seville during that Europa League final. He could be pulling on the royal blue very soon. Toure, once part of Monaco's golden crop alongside Mbappe and Bernardo Silva, and later a Europa League winner with Eintracht Frankfurt, is now out of contract after a difficult injury-hit spell with Kaiserslautern. But let's not kid ourselves, the lad's still only 29, a full Mali international, and brings experience from the Bundesliga and Champions League nights. For a reported weekly wage of around £8,000, you're looking at a versatile defender who can play both centre-back and right-back. And if the reports are right, Rangers are closing in on his free transfer, pending salary agreement. This isn't just about filling gaps left by the likes of Leon Balogun and the loanees heading back out the door. It's about setting the tone for a new era. The 49ers takeover is now official, with Andrew Kavanagh at the helm and Parag Maratha vowing to restore Rangers' place at the top. They're putting £20 to £25 million on the table for squad building, and if they get Toure over the line ahead of clubs like Genoa, Trabzonspor and Philadelphia Union, it sends a clear message: Ibrox isn't waiting around. But here's the thing, this is the same Toure who helped stop Rangers from lifting a European trophy. Are you ready to forgive and forget, or will his past in Seville always cast a shadow? Would signing a player who helped deny you European glory ever sit right? Or is this just a smart bit of business that proves the 49ers mean it? Would you welcome a Seville villain into Ibrox if it meant silverware in May? Well, this one's bound to raise eyebrows and possibly a few pulses. Rangers have reportedly been given the green light to push ahead with a summer move for none other than Jordan Henderson. That Jordan Henderson, Premier League winner, Champions League captain, former heartbeat of Liverpool, now turning out for Ajax in the Eredivisie. At 34, you might be thinking his best days are behind him. But let's get this straight. Henderson made 28 league appearances for Ajax last season, missing just one through injury. According to Dr. Rajpal Brar, a top sports scientist, his medical history doesn't throw up any red flags. A few minor knocks here and there, but nothing that would halt a move. The body's still ticking even if the legs don't motor like they did 5 years ago. And here's where it gets interesting. Rangers and Sunderland are both sniffing around, but with the 49ers pumping serious cash into Ibrox and a squad crying out for real leadership, this could be a masterstroke. Imagine Henderson in the middle of the park at Ibrox, dictating tempo, geeing up the young lads, putting an arm around them when it matters, and not going missing when the heat gets turned up in April. He's not a long-term fix, we all know that, but he's a serial winner. He's lived it. Premier League, Champions League, England caps. And that sort of pedigree doesn't just walk through the Ibrox gates every summer. You're not bringing him in to run marathons. You're bringing him in to raise standards, to look Celtic square in the eyes and say, not this season, pal. But here's the real kicker. Does bringing in a player from the pampered world of Ajax and Liverpool, a guy who's been coasting on reputation, show real ambition, or does it reek of a club stuck chasing the past? Would signing Henderson be a bold stroke of genius or a desperate punt on a fading star who's Legs have gone, and whose heart might not be in it? Our Rangers, are about to go through an official name change. No, not the badge, not the colors, not some daft American rebranding exercise with stars and stripes and a mascot in a cowboy hat, but the legal entity behind the club is set to switch from the Rangers International Football Club PLC to Rangers International Football Club Limited. Now, let's be crystal clear. This isn't about changing the club's identity on the park. It's about who's pulling the strings off it. Since the 49ers-led takeover was confirmed on the 30th of May, with healthcare mogul Andrew Kavanagh, now chairman, and Parag Marathi taking the vice chair role, the big push is towards turning the club from a public company into a private one. What does that mean for you? Well, in short, more control in fewer hands, no public share listings, and a tighter grip on the direction of the club from the boardroom. The vote for this change goes ahead on the 23rd of June at the Doubletree Hilton in Glasgow. And for it to pass, it needs a 75% approval. But let's not kid ourselves. This is going through. The new board's been stacked with 9 fresh names, all handpicked to drive the so-called new era. Investment as promised, trophies are the aim, and the message to you is simple: trust the process. They're selling this as a move towards stability, strategy, and sustainability. No more scattergun transfer windows, no more reactive leadership. But here's the bit that'll have you thinking: by shifting to this private setup, are you gaining a club that can finally go toe-to-toe with Europe's elite? Or are you handing over full control of Rangers to a group of outsiders who'll treat it more like a portfolio asset than the cultural institution it is? Are you comfortable with Rangers becoming a fully privately owned business in American hands? Or does it feel like our club's soul is slowly being sold one boardroom decision at a time? Right, let's have a proper word about this one. Because, surprise, surprise, Chris Sutton's popped up again with his usual doom and gloom sermon about Rangers, and you just know he couldn't wait to get stuck in. So, Rangers announce a proper cash injection, £20 million lined up under the new 49ers ownership, ready to rebuild, restructure, and reawaken the fight. And here comes Sutton, waving his Celtic scarf, reminding you that they've spent nearly double that across the last 2 windows. He wants you to believe that 20 million won't make a dent, that Ibrox can't catch up, that the gap's unbridgeable. But here's the problem with Sutton's logic. He's thinking like a man who's comfortable. Celtic have won 13 of the last 14 league titles, but history has a funny way of resetting when you least expect it. He's mocking the spend, but forgetting what Rangers did in Europe on a fraction of that. We didn't need £50 million to play under the lights in Seville. We didn't need a financial supercharge to smash through Dortmund. We needed belief, unity, and a bit of quality in the right positions. And make no mistake, this isn't the same Rangers board. These aren't the same boardroom whispers and wishful promises. This is structured investment. It's targeted. It's coming from winners, folk who've built NFL dynasties and know how to run a sporting machine. And Sutton, he's rattled because he knows a serious Rangers is bad news for his lot. But here's where it gets interesting. If Rangers go big and smart, spend wisely, bring in a manager with tactical steel, and build a spine that doesn't crumble in March, then Celtic's comfort zone gets a hell of a lot colder, and no amount of Sutton's spin is going to stop that shift. Is Chris Sutton right? Is £20 million just a drop in the ocean next to Celtic's war chest? Or is he bricking it that this time Rangers might actually spend with brains and not just bravado? Russell Martin, yes, now that Russell Martin has suddenly stormed into pole position according to the bookies, with odds tumbling like Celtic fans' confidence during a European away day, 8-11 to take the Rangers job, edging past the highly touted Davide Ancelotti who until now was all but penciled in for the hot seat. And folk are rightly asking, what's behind the shift? Now, don't get it twisted. Ancelotti hasn't walked away, far from it. He's still in the frame, still desperate to swap the Real Madrid dugout for the Ibrox cauldron, and he's reportedly turned down offers from Italy, even from newly promoted Serie A side Pisa, to take his first top job with Rangers. He's held talks, he's sold his vision, and he's buzzing about the 49ers' fresh start. This isn't about a lack of ambition. The lad wants it. He wants to make a name on his own terms. But enter Russell Martin, fresh off a rough ride at Southampton where, yes, results were bleak, but he's clearly impressed in interviews. Maybe the Americans see something in him. Youth, tactical vision, a modern coach with a clean slate, and no baggage. He's said to be ready to jump straight back into the deep end by Dundee, and they don't come deeper than Ibrox, with Champions League qualifiers looming in just 51 days. Kevin Thelwell steps into his role as sporting director this week, and along with Greta Steinson from 49ers Enterprises, he'll lead the final call. There's a near £20 million of fresh investment riding on this. Whoever takes the reins won't have time for a long honeymoon. Pre-season starts on June 23rd, the same day the shareholders vote to rubber stamp the cash injection. TikTok. So here's your dilemma. Go for the prestige name in Davide Ancelotti, who's never flown solo but brings Champions League pedigree from the world's biggest clubs, or gamble on Russell Martin, a man with a shaky record but maybe a bold, modern thinker who fits the American vision of a long-term project. If Rangers appoint Russell Martin over Davide Ancelotti, is it a daring progressive move or a cut-price cop-out that reeks of missed opportunity on the biggest decision of the new era? Comment below what you think about the news. Don't forget to leave a like on the video to help me out. I post videos every day talking about our Rangers, so if you're not subscribed, you're missing out on the latest news. See you soon.